bit juice. So 9 months ago or so, I uploaded a tattoo etiquette video on a channel called Entrepreneurs, I can say it, I promise, Entrepreneurs in Cars. And they uploaded like a podcast style video. There was 2 guys, one called Rich, and I can't remember the other guy's name. It's irrelevant, to be honest. And they did a video or a podcast on a subject called Are Women with Tattoos Red Flags? Now, I obviously did the usual savagery. I obviously did a tattoo etiquette video on them, or the whole video situation, hoping, you know, that would be like the last of it and people would leave me alone, even though the Rich guy has tweeted me a couple of times, left comments here and there, whatever, who cares, you know, boomers on the internet and stuff. Yeah, I was hoping that their outdated, double standard opinions would kind of fall off the earth a little bit, but they haven't, because this Rich guy is back again with another video about how women with tattoos are like, oh my god, the worst thing on the planet, apparently. About 4 or 5 days ago, Rich, or Entrepreneurs in Cars, uploaded a new podcast video live stream, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? It's on YouTube. He uploaded a video called Women and Tattoos, Are They Broken? A Tattoo Artist Tells All. So this time he has a tattoo artist as a guest on this podcast video live stream thing, right? This tattoo artist is anonymous, of course.
We're gonna go with Ink. We're just gonna call you Ink because we want to preserve your anonymity. We'll call it that. How you doing this morning, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy to be on the show.
Oh, fuck's sake. In typical man troll form, there's nothing there. We've got a man here sitting behind a screen. We can only hear his voice, hiding his name and his face. Like, if you have something to say it loud and proud. Like, I would never hide my face on the internet. If I've got something to say, I'm gonna say it with my face on show. I hate these people that try and say stuff that's offensive, or, you know, think stuff that you wouldn't normally say out loud, and they hide their face behind an icon or in a cartoon image, or, you know, a blank Skype like face image thing. It's like they're ashamed. Like, if I have like a weird opinion or whatever, like these videos where sometimes I do say stuff and not a lot of people agree with me, but I don't care. If you're brave enough to think these things, be brave enough to say it with your face on show. It's such fucking coward behaviour. Like, you're a coward, fam. Like, do you not understand how weak this makes you look? Like, if you have these disgusting opinions, show your face. I can't stand people like this. Like, he has literally got the guts the size of a baby maggot. I think it's because, like, he's a tattoo artist and like 50% of his clientele are gonna be women, of course. And he's about to be a dick in this video, and he doesn't want to be found out, and he's too scared to lose money and clients. So
yeah, because I mean, you've been around for a while. I mean, you've been tattooing for 20 years, so you're not
for 20 years.
Yeah,
but
so I mean, you're not 19 or 20 years old here. Like, you've been doing this for a bit. So
oh, okay. This is making a little bit more sense now. This dude is probably in his 40s or 50s, like early 40s going into 50, I would imagine. I'm just guessing here. I'm assuming. I shouldn't assume, but I'm guessing for now. And he's been tattooing for 20 years. Can you guys smell that? There's like this aroma in the air right now watching that clip. It kind of smells like bitter. Now let me stress, not all, okay, I'm stressing here, not all, but some older generation tattoo artists are getting a bit sour towards younger generation tattoo artists because of all the success they're having, of all the like fame they're having with like the followers on Instagram and being like well known and stuff like that. Like, this whole thing of tattoo art is becoming more and more popular, and they have like a cult following now. It's kind of like a fame status for some, you know? And like the older generation tattoo artists that have been around for a lot longer, and they're kind of stuck in their ways and not willing to move forward, not willing to progress their art more, like newer tattoo artists that have like the most insane styles ever. The older generation kind of looks down on them and say, well, back in my day I didn't have social media, and back in my day like we did simple traditional tattoos and blah blah blah. And like, okay, without them, yeah, tattooing wouldn't be the way it is now, without a doubt. I'm very grateful for all the older generation tattoo artists, but you've got to kind of move with the times, otherwise you get stuck in the times and then you become bitter towards the people that are doing better than you. Do you see what I'm saying here? And if this wasn't the case, then why is he not sharing his identity? Because if he was to share his identity, his name, his, you know, Instagram, we would all be going to look at it to see his quality of work, right? So is he ashamed of his quality of work and how his art is compared to other people's? Does he not want loads of people coming towards him and saying, your tattoos are shit anyway, shut your mouth? Because that's probably what's going to happen, and he knows that's what's going to happen. So I see why he's hiding his identity now, but don't worry, we'll find him eventually.
95% of my clients are women.
Hey, okay, hold on a sec. 95% of the people you tattoo are females.
Are females.
Why
and
is that?
they are all between, I could say, between 19 and 24, most of them.
Is he okay? Like, he's on a woman-hating podcast video YouTube thing, and 95% of his clientele are women. What is he doing? Does he know what he's doing? This is the internet. People can find you eventually, and all of his clientele, if they have some sense in their brain, will figure it out what he's like and like stop going. Like, is he? Why are some men so stupid sometimes? Like, if I was interviewing this guy, I'd just be like, mate, are you alright? Let's just stop here before you just dig yourself a massive hole.
I've seen your Instagram, so you've got a great portfolio. Almost all the pictures are of women, though.
Yeah, it's like when you want to sell a Lamborghini, what you put beside the Lamborghini.
Right, okay.
You always put a girl in a bikini or something.
Okay.
The sexualization of this dude is unreal. What are you doing, man? It's not the women with tattoos that's the issue here, hun. It's the men who can't get their mind out of the fucking gutter that's the issue. Like, women with tattoos are just living their best life, walking around, you know, doing their life. And then there's men out here just all like, yeah. God, give up. I'm honestly gonna move to my own island and I'm taking every tattooed woman with me that wants to come with me. And like, no pervs allowed, please. Yeah.
Have you ever worked in like a larger studio where there's like 6 artists in the same place?
No, never been there. No, I always had my own place.
Scratcher. Like, the fact that he's hiding himself is becoming more and more apparent. And like, the other reasons why I said they're good enough reasons, but so he said he's never tattooed in a studio before, which means that he's never done an apprenticeship before, which means he's not technically professionally trained to tattoo. Ooh, red flag. Sexualizes women. Ooh, red flag. Is on a podcast with a man who hates on women for just existing. Ooh, red flag. 2 can play this game, Rich. Your guest is a massive red flag himself. Like, how are you gonna invite a tattoo artist that has never been professionally trained? I can just imagine what this guy is like. I can just, oh my God, he's been in like some basements tattooing people with used needles and cross-contamination, and there's no cleanliness involved, and it's just, oh my God, red flag. Just red flag.
And because the girls, they prefer private places to get private,
Okay.
Tattoos in the private areas.
Okay.
That's what I do the most.
My God. This guy just sounds like an ultimate predator, doesn't he? Now, I can't talk for all women, I'm just gonna talk for myself, but I definitely feel way more comfortable in a studio, like a proper studio, with other artists there, other clients there, if I was to be getting any of my private bits tattooed. Like, I would not want to be in a private studio with a male tattoo artist that has a reputation for being creepy, tattooing all up in my jingly bits and my labia bits and stuff like that. Like, I just wouldn't want to be a part of that. I would feel so uncomfortable. No, thank you. Like, no, absolutely not. I'm good, thank you. I need witnesses around me. Like, I don't care. I'll get my bits out in front of a whole studio. Does that make me a certain type of way? Probably. If Rich is watching this, he's probably like,
well, yeah, of course you want to be naked in front of all these people. Like, you're such a slut. Like, you're covered in tattoos.
fuck off.
You said you're opening, I'm a tattoo artist, and I'm starting to believe that girls with ink are broken. So
Yes.
is it like one piece of ink? Is it like after 5? Is it after 10? Like, is there a line in the sand that you've started to figure this out?
I was more figuring out because I live in a small place and I know these girls around me for like more than 10 years. And I kind of being able to see that they are more into getting tattoos when after they have a breakup.
So what if a girl wants to get tattooed after a breakup? Like, girls go through some things because men put them through things. And like, yeah, fuck it, have a celebratory tattoo. Get something creative and fun to take your mind off of the shit you've been through after a breakup. What's it to do with you, hun? Oh, I need a nap.
A guy that comes here for a tattoo, let's say he wants to get like a tiger because his father used to, I don't know, to deal with tigers or whatever. He wants to represent strength, let's say. I can walk that guy out of the tiger and instead getting a jaguar if I tell him a jaguar is better, you know? And he will believe me. I can change his feelings about the prospect. But the girls, they are much cheaper.
You what? So this tattoo artist is dating a few women, which is fair enough. You know, if you're living a single life, you can date a few people, can date around, whatever. Because, you know, I'm open-minded and I believe that's, you know, everyone's right of way to date whoever they want to date. But, you know, if I was to sit here and say, oh, you know, like I'm single and I'm just like dating around, I'm seeing like 3-4 people, I know for a fact that either Rich or this tattoo artist guy would be like,
Oh, you have tattoos. You're a slut. You're a whore. How dare you date more than one person at a time? Ew, you're like riddled with sexual diseases.
because these people are all about double standards. Like, men are okay to do it, but if I was to do it or you guys were to do it, oh hell no, how dare you? How dare you? But anyway, he says this.
And then I'm with this single mom just for, you know, just for sex with it.
Imagine, right? Imagine if I sat here and said something like that. I would get absolutely annihilated by those two men on this podcast stream video thing, and then probably any other male audience that come across my videos would say the exact same thing. They'd be like,
Ooh, this girl is a bit wild, you know?
because a guy is saying it, it's all like, ha ha ha, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah, funny, yeah, go lads, go, woo. By the way, for clarification, in case, you know, there are guys all up in this business who wants to know my business, I am in a relationship with one person, not that it matters. Okay, this next bit is actually vile. So before this next clip that I'm about to show you, he was saying that he was tattooing a girl who was dating a police officer. I don't know why that's relevant, but he was tattooing a girl that was dating a policeman in her inner thigh or whatever, you know. These things happen. People get their inner thigh tattooed, it's not a big deal. And apparently she started like moaning for whatever reason, but it wasn't in a painful way. Apparently it was in like a sexual way. I don't know, I wasn't there, I can't vouch for this girl or whatever. Like, I would like to know this girl's side of the story, but whatever, we don't. And then for whatever reason she said this, and
I want to bend over that couch there over there, and I want you to get me from behind.
And did you?
I did. I did.
And you know, keep in mind she's in a relationship with a pretty high value alpha here. So, like, how many tats did this one have?
She have around like maybe 4 or 5.
I can't, honestly. Making this video is making me feel like I would need to vomit somewhere. Are you mad, fam? Are you mad? Are you okay? Everything all right at home? Any normal professional tattoo artist that has standards and respect for their clients, no matter what they're saying, would say that's a big fat hard no. Like, you're meant to be professional here, you're meant to be in a professional environment, whether it's your own private studio or not. And the thing is that's upsetting about this is that all the people that hate on tattooed women will use this story as an example of how tattooed women behave, you know, just in general while they're getting tattooed. Like, I guess some, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, a random man might just come across this video that I'm making now, or my other videos, and they've heard this story and they're coming back over to here and they're probably like, well, yeah, she's done the same. all tattooed women are begging for their tattoo artist to bend them over a sofa and screw them from behind, when that's just not the case. Like, that is a small percentage, I would say. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I know for a fact that I haven't done it, and I'm guessing most of you guys haven't done it. Like, my regular viewers have never taken part in this thing. Like, I wouldn't want to personally, even for the fact that I would not want to get a studio messy. Like, that's not hygienic at all. No, why have I not even thought about that? That isn't hygienic. You're getting your bodily fluids everywhere, and then you're gonna tattoo another girl. Oh God,
Let's say the girl wants to get a flower for her grandfather, but she's getting that flower on her hip, which is a very sensual spot.
Yeah.
Why she's doing that?
If I have one person say, you know what, he's right, you know, I will actually start throwing fists. I'm not even joking. This kind of shit makes me so mad. Maybe take this into account, right? Maybe she's getting a tattoo on her hip because it's an easy hideable placement, right? You can hide a hip tattoo very, very easy, you know, with jeans, joggers, whatever, t-shirts, dresses, I don't know. So just because a girl has a tattoo of a flower on her hip for a granddad doesn't mean she's gonna hop on 100 dicks in 100 seconds. Ink on someone's skin does not equal sensuality in any way, shape or form. All right, let's just get that into our heads right now.
Somebody said to me the other day, like, there was a period of time where women would tattoo their lower back, and that started to become known as a tramp stamp. I think there was a movie at one point where they made fun of it, and they were like, well, it makes a good target, sort of thing.
Is anyone else noticing this video is pretty much sex fueled at this point? There's no decent discussion, nothing riveting being discussed, no valid or solid statistical facts, just pure meathead theories going on here. Like, there's nothing educational going on here. There's nothing being said that's proving a point, apart from a few stories here and there, a few examples. Like, that's not the whole world. This isn't statistical. They haven't got up sheets and facts from doing months of research by asking other tattoo artists, going to tattoo studios, talking to tattooed women as well. You know, like, come on now. If you were to get a group of 10 women, I bet only one of the 10 women are the way that they say they are. And you know what? If a woman is sexually promiscuous and likes to sleep around, who gives a crap? That's up to her. We ain't gonna shame her for that because it's her body. She can do what she wants as long as she's being safe in the whole situation. Who cares? Do I care? No. Do my regular viewers care? No. Why? Because it's none of our business. How other people live their lives is up to them, is it not? Right?
And the girls that are heavily tattooed, I don't remember tattooing one that I didn't think that I could have something with them.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, how often does it happen? Like 50% of the time, 80% of the time? Like, how often you usually get it?
I will put it very high, Richard. I will say around, like, you know, between 70 and 80.
So not only are you getting paid for the artwork, you're also getting laid.
Yeah, because, you know, you get girls getting here. It's like, oh, I know, like, you did my cousin, and she said that you're very good, and also you're very hot. You know, and you're also very hot. And I was like, you know, they just put you in that situation that you, like, you know, you always get something coming afterwards.
I honestly want to know who this artist is, just to protect you guys. Honestly, as a whole, as every female person that's watching this video now, I hope to God none of you come across this artist. I'm being deadly serious now. I don't want any of you to be a victim of this creep, or any creeps in the tattoo industry, to be honest, because I've heard stories from you guys about tattoo artists just being extremely inappropriate, and it's not okay. They are providing a service. It is a service. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it is a service. I can't imagine going to a tattoo studio, getting tattooed by a man like this and having his hands all over me while I'm half dressed. Like, the thought of it just makes me shudder. And like, they get away with this all the time because it's part of their job for you to be half naked and for them to be touching you. And sometimes they'll take it too far, and then they'll say, oh, it's just a joke, like, ha ha ha. Or they'll try and push you to see how far you can go, and they'll be like, oh, it's just a joke, I'm just joking, you know I'm joking. And it's not okay, because some people cannot speak up for themselves. I'm definitely one of those people that have, you know, a limit where you can joke with me, and then I'll say something. But some people will just go along the whole way and not want what is happening, but they can't say anything due to, you know, they just don't feel like they can. They'll feel like this tattoo artist is superior. Anxiety can stop you from speaking up as well. It's honestly heartbreaking to know that artists like this abuse their power. Him and other artists like this are just vile specimens, and the other artists that are like this cannot get away with this. They just can't. Like, this is serious now. Like, this whole tattoo etiquette thing is just me like trolling and just being savage and being just an arsehole basically. But like, real talk, at this moment in time there are so many victims when it comes to stuff like this. And yeah, okay, some of his clientele may be willing and they're saying yes, and that's fine, okay, at the end of the day, whatever. But I can imagine there's been a few people that he's been sexual with or touched up have not enjoyed it, or they've said they've enjoyed it and not said anything because they felt like they can't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
somebody said once, you know, if they get it on the wrist over here, then she's a hoe. Or, you know, like a tramp stamp in the lower back, or, you know, behind the ear or on the neckline. Like, I've heard all kinds of different stories, but like, what are your thoughts on placement? Like, location, can you see it? And
I think the most
frequency of them.
The more frequency, like the place with more frequency will be the hip, the hip and rib cage, and you know the sternum area just under the boobs as well. They're getting a lot of tattoos in there. And then the sleeves. There's a lot of girls getting sleeves done.
Does the behavior of them change with the frequency of tattoos that they get? Like, do they become more broken as they get more?
It's like, I think it's like the quote I told you before. You know, if I had to put everything into one quote, into one phrase only, like we had like 10 seconds for the show, I will say the more tattoos they have, more nasty things they do. Sexually and socially, like in parties as well.
Wow, this is groundbreaking. So by their theory, I should be out partying, sitting on dick 24/7. Ooh, who knew? Who knew? In case you can't tell, I'm not actually in my bedroom. I'm actually in the middle of a rave, and I'm actually sitting on a dick right now because like I just can't get enough because I'm like covered in tattoos, and like that's all I do with my life. I just go out and sit on dick and rave. You know, all of this ink on my skin and stuff has just like turned me into a massive raver, and like I'm just addicted to the sausage life, and I can't stop. Like, I can barely do my job because like I said, I'm in the middle of a rave right now, bouncing on some dick.
Because they literally believe in their head that it improves their value, but the thing that they don't want to understand is that when men see a woman covered in ink, generally speaking, I think most guys look at it like, okay, that's a warning sign. That's like a brightly covered poisonous snake, right? Like, you just don't go near it because it has problems.
And now I'm a snake too. Yay! Fab! Here I come, slithering my way to the dicks and the raves. Ooh yeah, bitch, I'm living my best life. Here I come. My tattoos are making me a snake. And a raver. And I love the dick. Oh God, give me a break. I've definitely walked into every single tattoo appointment thinking, I wonder if men will still like me after this tattoo, because that's my biggest concern in life. You know, like what men think about me, like that is my biggest concern. Like, not my bills or how I'm gonna survive, how I'm gonna eat, what I'm doing for content, how my best friend is doing, how my boyfriend is doing, how my family are, you know, global warming, freaking coronavirus. Like, no, they're not my biggest issues in life. But it's what men think about me. It's men that I've never met before, men watching my videos, men that I meet in the street. I'm thinking about them 24/7. Am I fuck? Women don't give a shit. We do things for us and not for men. Why don't these men think they're so important in our lives when they're actually not? They're not. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry to break your heart, but we don't do things for men. I'm not sitting through 6 hours of pain on my arm, getting my arm blacked the fuck out for a man. Absolutely fucking not. Why are they so entitled?
I think when it comes to men, like, tattoos on men are a representation of masculinity, tribalism. You know, for some it might be like a rite of passage. That's my impression of it.
Oh, a lovely bit of double standards. Oh, that's lovely. That was really tasty. Didn't see that coming. Yes, I did. To be honest, the rest of this whole podcast stream video thing is a mess. I kind of scanned through it from this point onwards and there was just bullshit being spewed everywhere, and I kind of just gave up on it because I was just like, you know what, I'm getting a massive headache and it's not worth my time or energy. And it's honestly not worth your time or energy to sit through any more clips, because honestly I want to save your guys' sanity from going through this anymore. So I mean, if you want to watch the rest of it, feel free, but I highly advise you don't, because it's just, honestly, I'd rather watch someone throw a ball at a wall for 16 hours than put myself through this disgusting, sexist, abusive creepiness. So I advise you do the same. But yeah, I would like to say thank you to you guys for watching, hopefully. This will be the last of me doing video reactions on entrepreneurs in cars. Probably not though, because, you know, I don't know, these men just exist to hate on women apparently, so there's that. I'm gonna leave a link down below to a compilation of puppies having a good time if you need some happiness, because trust me, after filming this, I'm gonna need that. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very, very well, and until my next video, bye.